I was never someone's favorite person, and I don't think I ever will be. I feel like my parents always choose each other. Of course, my brother has his own relationship, and if my friends were not in a relationship, they would choose each other or someone I don't know. It just bothers me that I can't be picked first. I don't have that comfort of someone to be there with me in an uncomfortable setting. If I was in a really crowded place, people pair up to feel safe, and I feel alone. At this point though, I lose faith in other people, and after people dumping me or leaving me, I don't think I'm a good person to pick. I mean, people would disagree. I would be called the nice one, but almost in a way that would say she would have a nice personality with no other factors. I tried so many different ways to get out and meet new friends or potential boyfriends, and I can't connect with anyone. No matter what therapy or medicine or yoga I do, relationships don't seem to work, and I feel alone. I think it would have been funny to start my confession with that I listen to ASMR so that I feel like somebody is next to me. But I feel a bit sad saying that too. Because people can have normal relationships with each other, and I can't. The only way I don't feel so lonely is to go on YouTube and pretend that somebody is there and they care about me. At that moment, I feel like a favorite. When I see people at work, they talk about bowling or going out to bars, and I feel so jealous. Not once do I go. I only have one person's number, but we don't really talk that much. Not like in a real friend way. Any people that talk to me almost feels like something I would receive out of pity. I just wish I could have that one person who wouldn't throw their whole life away for me. I just for once would want them to put something aside for a second so that I could be their priority. That sounds a bit selfish, but yeah. I don't know how else to feel.
When I was 10, I caught my grandparents' rug on fire. Okay, so basically I watched a show where they lit like a paper on fire and watched it burn in their hand. Well, my dumb 10-year-old brain was like, when no one is around, I'ma try it. Well, one day later no one is inside, so I get my paper and lighter and light the paper on fire. Well, turns out that the TV lied to my 10-year-old self, so it burned my hand a little bit, and I dropped it, and it landed on the rug, and the rug was on fire. Well, I stomped it out, and there was this huge burn mark on the rug, so I was like, oh shit, I can't get caught, so I lifted the prop 20-pound table that was on the edge of the rug and flipped the rug the other way. I would have got away with if I had moved it like 4 inches back more. My grandma came in, and what did you do? And I said, oh, nothing. She knew I was lying, and I started crying and said I lit rug on fire with a fire lighter. She was mad but calmed me down, but when she told my grandpa, he got kinda really mad. He called me a stupid fool. That was the worst thing he could have said. I just cried again. I still feel bad over it, cause it was a real fancy rug, had bears on it, and trees was like $300. My mom, when she found out, liked to whoop me. I was grounded for 2 months, no tablet. Well, that's pretty much my confession about how I was a dumbest kid. Thanks for reading. To this day, I still feel horrible about it, and just thought this may help. Everything at the party was going just fine until she took a dump behind the couch. We didn't even realize what she was doing. Then the smell. OMG. We evacuated the whole first floor, escaped into the backyard. It turns out, she did this before in a closet at a party. It must have been her. We didn't find it until a few days later. She was there. We are not inviting her anywhere from now on. My confession is that we are all banding together to publicly show everyone what she has done, require her to pay for the damages, and make sure she is never invited out to any events in the future. She has no idea this is coming. Laugh at me. I'm fairly convinced that I'm a cursed man. Either that or I'm going completely insane. I know that this world is out to get me. What exists outside my walls and windows are just illusions. The only real world is the one going on inside these walls. Or are they actually the eyes of the evil that haunts me? Because they seem to know my every intent and thoughts. Wherever I settle, there's a strange filth growing in the plumbings. Things seem to collect dust at a faster pace than what is natural. Everything I touch is suddenly broken. Every step I take is littered with snakes. Ever since I was a child, I've felt like there's someone in the back of my head, listening to my thoughts and seeing what I see through my eyes. And they are all laughing. Their favorite part is when I'm looking in the mirror as they twist my vision, turning me into a disfigured pile of slimy skin. I never know if what I see is what I actually see. I know that it sounds ridiculous, but on the other hand, that could also be a trick that the ghosts in my brain are playing on me, putting me back on Earth for a moment, so that they can plot their next move. They're laying in wait around every corner, waiting for me to think, waiting for me to dream. It's like trying to outrun your own shadow. I'm considering ending it all. I don't want to play anymore. Got rid of a pet rabbit today, never mind to begin with. I felt horrible. He was never meant to be permanent. His name was Bun Bun. I found him at the beginning of quarantine. It was trash night. He came up to me and we were